Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am Jenofeve Designs. Well, a lot has happened since the last video. I stopped when, what was I working on? The postcards, I think. Let me have a peek real quick. Yeah, it was the postcards. I stopped when I got finished with the postcards. So, one of the great things about these types of projects is they can constantly be changed, and you can just go with the flow, so to speak. You can add things, take things away, you can move things around, you can swap things out entirely. There's a lot of different things you can do with these types of projects. So this is the Ephemera holder album that we've been working on. We have a whole playlist, start to finish, beginning to end, up here. I will link it up here and down below. And it is using the Basically Amazing foundations and the Basically Amazing scrap journal add-on. Now, this isn't the only thing you can do with the scrap journal add-on. This is just one of the things you can do with the scrap journal add-on. So those are the two things we're using to make this. And in that playlist, there is a introduction to the foundations. There's an introduction to the scrap journal add-on. There's a flip through of prototypes and then covers, so on and so forth. But those templates are available in my Etsy shop. Well, anyway, so I have, let's see, I have this prototype sitting here, and I have this prototype here, and then I have another prototype, but it's more of a scrapbook album type album, like a hybrid mini album and journal type album. So I'm just going to have these three up here. So this is the one we're currently making in the video, and these two were both prototypes. Well, I decided, well, let's just start with the one we're working on currently. So I switched a few things out in here. I took out the, changed my mind again, that's what I put on there. I took out the Basically Amazing photo mats, the ones that I have printed and left over and didn't have a project to put them in just yet. So I made one of the, like, this is kind of like a signature. This is like a loose signature. It could just be a journal, and it's not attached to anything. I've just got that extra elastic sitting here. So I took this out, and I'm not sure if I might just leave it like that. I might add it into another album. I might make another set of covers. I don't know. I'm not sure. So I took that out. And what did I put in here? So then I went ahead and made another album cover. I cleaned up the other one. I might have done that in the last video. I can't remember, you guys. So this one is, what did I end up doing? I cannot remember. Okay, so this part up here is all of the like hole reinforcements and the labels from the scrap journal, and then these are labels that are on sticky paper or sticker paper that I've already cut out that are ready to be used, all the different sizes, and then the tabs over here, and these are on sticky paper, and then I have some extra pages to add more into here. So the reason I took this out is because this was getting too thick. So I thought, well, wait a minute, I don't need to have this with me easy, because I'll know if I want a photo mat, you know. So, and then this album I've got, or this journal part, I've got the other printable aspects of the scrap journal. So this is like the postcards. There's 4 sheets of postcards with 3 sizes, 2 different postcards on each sheet in 3 different sizes. And then I have a page of the tags, and I used some of the scrap from when we made the pages. I used some of those scrap pieces to make like a little tuck. I did that again in another one, and I'll show you that here in a second. So I filled this one up with all the different little pieces. I can't tell you how many vellum sheets I printed off. I just printed off whatever I thought I would need. And whatever I put on one side, I put on the back side. So that seems to work out really nice. So just in case I want to come back and sew the edges, I don't have to worry about what's on each side. If it's the same, then we're good to go. So here's some of the other, these are just pieces that I've already got prepared. I just stuck them in here for now. And then here's some of the, like, these are glassine bags and stuff that are part of the template, part of the add-on, scrap journal add-on. these are things I prepped for when I was introducing the new add-ons. Glassine bags, glassine envelopes. There's another glassine bag. Here's a teeny little envelope, right, that I just print on cardstock or paper, whatever it is you want. And then on the page that I messed up, where it wasn't quite big enough to be a cover, but I needed to cut it down just a little bit to be a page again, the butterfly page, I just put, this is kind of like vintage, this is printable. Look, I stuck this in when it was still wet. So these are printable vintage elements that you can write on. So I just thought that would be a nice contrast between the butterfly printable and this. So that's why I decided to do with these 2 pages, because I didn't want to waste it. I made it and I didn't want it to go to waste. And then I added, these are the slides that are part of the template. They don't have anything in them. Those are things I did. Like that's some lavender from my yard. I laminated a bunch of different little things. It's a cute idea. So we're just making a quick ephemera holder. And we'll do more fun stuff with the add-on scrap journal at another time. And then here's that other set of covers. I don't have anything in it yet. Nothing at all. I was going to put all of the extra pages that I made, because I made extra pages, in here. But I decided to, over here, I made those pages into larger, into this area here. This section was smaller. It was the B size, and it housed the vintage envelopes and inserts. So I just used these pages instead, and that way I could spread out my vintage envelopes. I've got some empty spaces here. I may have accidentally skipped that, but that's okay. But yeah, so I just spread them out just a little bit more so I could see what I have. These are all my printable vintage envelopes and inserts that I have, you know, assembled or printed out. Some of them I printed out to demonstrate. Some of them I printed out for projects, and there's leftover bits, so this is a great place to keep them. So I just used those leftover A-size pages because this is an A-size album. And then these are build embellishments. I have 4 sets of build embellishments, and those are also in here. So I thought that would be a perfect place to put the vintage envelopes and inserts. So that being said, I was going to put this in there, but it was too thick. So that, again, that's why I'm thinking I might leave it on its own and just leave it loose like this, because it's totally fine. It's secure, and I can add into this, add more pages as needed. Okay. So this one, the pages that came out of here, whoop, and I just threw one down. The pages that came out of here that had the vintage envelopes and inserts was the smaller. Well, it fits into this one perfectly, so I put it in here. So I put that whole section in here, and I erased it where it said vintage envelopes and inserts. And I was just going to keep, because this is one of the prototypes, right? So I was just going to keep all these empty pages, because I emptied the whole thing out and put all of that stuff in here. So I was just going to keep all those pages in here for safekeeping for when I needed them for other things. Well, remember me talking about store-bought ephemera and things? I decided I had just five packages of Tim Holtz things, and I'll show you in just a second, that I had purchased a while back, and they were sitting close by, and I thought, well, you know what, I'll use those. Those are a perfect example of something that you can put in these ephemera holders. So that's what I did. So in my case, you don't have to do this part, but in my case, I took the top piece of whatever it was that I purchased. So this one is the Tim Holtz Ideology Field Notes ephemera pack, and then I also had the Field Notes snippets. Okay, so these are two different packages. And so what I did, and you don't have to keep these if you don't want to, but I need to keep them because if I use these in a video, I would like to tell you where they came from. So what I did, because they're the same, like one's larger, it's the same thing, just one's tiny and one's larger. I took, this is from the large pack, and then this one right below it is from the snippet pack. So I thought that was so stinking cute. So I took some of the strips. So these are the leftover strips, and I've used a lot of them. I didn't throw any of them away because I knew they were going to come in handy, and that was to adjust what I did and how I had things laid out on these pages, so that I could add smaller pockets on top of these pages. So for example, this is a 2-slot page that are equally spaced. So I added a strip of paper here on the second pocket and a strip of paper on the third pocket, so that they can house the smaller little bits that are in the larger pockets. Is that not the cutest? I just think it's adorable. I just think it is the bestest thing. Now, because I did that, I've got a bunch of teeny little pieces, and I'm going to hold my book up a little bit so they don't fall out. So these are still part of that same ephemera pack. Can you see how many pieces you get? So I've got the larger pieces here and the smaller pieces here. And I just think it's so cute, you guys. Look how tiny some of these pieces are. So again, I added 2 strips. I added a strip here and a strip here, and I added a strip down here and a strip here. 2 strips down here. So it just, whatever, you can just adjust it to whatever it is that you need. So, and then there was a bunch of butterflies, and I separated everything out. And this is still from the same pack of ephemera, you guys. The same 2 little packs. So there's little tiny stamps. I just kind of separated everything out into groups. So there's the butterflies and stamps and these little mushrooms and toadstools. Same thing. I just added layers of those strips that are left over from making the pages, right? And that way I could have the big version and the little tiny version right there next to each other, so I could find it easily. And that's how I adjust it. Like this one was the 5 pocket, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pocket. We had 4 slits, so now it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 pockets. Just because there's little, like here, there's a bunch of teeny little butterflies. I just put them all in there and just made like layered, like a little layered bit of pocket. And so, and then here is the flowers that were in that same ephemera pack. That's a lot of stuff and 2 little things of ephemera, right? All of these different little flowers. Same thing. If I've got the large version up here, I added a pocket, I added a little strip, and now I've got, see, my glue was still wet, and now I've got the little version of it right in front. I just thought that was so cute. And over here, I kept the rest of the packaging because I like the packaging. I like that color. We can cover the back up if we need to. So all the packaging that I've used in here, I've got it right there. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong about that. We'll see. Okay, so that was just 2 sets of his ephemera packs, right? That's a lot. And so here's another one. And this one is, this is a thrift shop ephemera pack, right? So I cut off the top, and I actually put the back of its packaging over here. I guess I can move it to the other side. Oh, I even folded it in half. So let me stick this back over here. So I have it all in one spot. So these I just kind of separated out into categories and just more of height kind of thing. But I added a pocket here down at the bottom. I added 2 pockets here. And that's it. But this way I have everything to where I can see it and easily grab it if I want to add it to like a little cluster. Okay, so here, this is the, let's see, that was 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th package I had. This was the Tim Holtz Botanical Layers. So I've got the little top part up here. But what's cool about these, I'm trying to keep it up so you guys can see. Well, maybe it's okay now. I didn't add any extra strips on this one because there was the 5 pockets were here and the 3 pockets were here. I didn't use the top pocket here. But what's neat about these is they have 2 different, there's 2 of everything. So it's like direction. So this is left and right, or left and right. So there's 2 of everything, and I just thought that was super cute. So I kind of just grouped them all together, and they're easy to see and grab, right? So there's a couple pages of those. Same with these. It's the same from the same ephemera pack, right? So left, right, or right, left, or top, bottom, or however you want to do it, right? You can use them in so many different ways, but I just thought that was super cute. Those botanicals. And, you know, they're really, I think they're common images. They're probably in the public domain or something, these roses and things. But it's nice to have them die cut and ready to go. Okay, and then there was butterflies. So there was a bunch of flowers, and in that same botanical pack there were butterflies. So I just kind of, some of them have two versions, a small and a large, so I just kind of grouped them in here together. And just separate them out a little bit. I didn't add any additional strips to that, right? And then, okay, we got one more, and this one, oops, not that page. This one's right here. So the last pack I had was the transparent wings. There are 72 pieces, you guys, from Ideology, and I did add some layers of some strips, and I tried to keep it to where if the big transparent butterfly was there, the smaller versions were in front of it. So, and I think that might be it. That might be all I've added so far, and there's nothing in the back here. Yeah. So this only took up 2 pages, but that way you can see what you have. So you can do the same thing with your printable ephemera. I have a bunch of stuff I've been collecting over the past year or so, specifically for these new add-ons that I've been working on forever. I've been collecting things because I want to use more digital printables from other artists, just because why not, right? Why not support each other? And why not use the things that they've already spent their time making, and then we can make something pretty with that. So I think, again, that might be the last thing I'll put in here. But you can then, like, you could have a whole section of, like, here's pages that don't even have anything on them. They're just cut to size. You could have a whole section of printable, these are all long. Like you could have whole sections of printable tags, or if you make some a bunch of tags, like ephemera tags ready to go, like for example, like if you made a bunch of these types of tags, you can have these ready to go in your album. That way you can just grab it and go. So you can take your little leftover bits and you can make pretty things to go in your albums. Okay, so I made a lot of changes, you guys, and I think that that's kind of what's cool about these ephemera holders. And you don't have to have a hardcover. I think that's another cool thing about it. You can literally have these loose pages, use elastic to keep them together, like this one here. You know, if you use the elastic to keep them together, then you are still, it's still a journal, and you can still move things. You can still take things out. You can add more pages, whatever it is that you need to do. And I think that's what's great about these ephemera holders, and especially since they're not sewn together. And I like those too. I've seen a ton of those as well, and they are super pretty, and I love them, and I like them. But you can't really interchange the pages. You kind of have to, whatever you sew into the, I guess you could re-sew it. You know, I guess that's true too. But yeah, this way you can just make another page. You can add an additional page and just slide it in under the elastic, and you're good to go. And it's that easy, instead of having to do all that other work with sewing and everything. I just like it. I just really like it. So you're going to see me using a lot of my postcards and a lot of my tags and things. I kind of a bunch more of the tickets. I just printed another sheet that has this on it, and then a whole bunch of tickets. This is part of the scrap journal. This is like a blank guest check. I like the look of a guest check. I like the thought of a guest check. I like the lines that are on a guest check. I just don't necessarily care for it to say guest check, so I just removed all the stuff that wasn't important, you know, wasn't necessary. Like, even it says date down here. You can put a date and you can do all your journaling. You can add, oh, this was printed. What was this? This was a prototype, I'm sure. This was part of one of the prototypes, but I didn't use it for anything, so I just stuck it in here. But yeah, so I can see myself adding to this, and I can see myself using all this stuff, or using all the things that are in here a lot. So, you guys are going to have to let me know what you think. If you make one of these, get in my Facebook group and show me what you're doing. Show me the different things that you're using your ephemera holders for, whether it be an album or just a signature like this, you know, just a setup like this. Tell me what you're doing with them. I want to see. Let's put some pictures up in the Facebook group. Let's get everybody inspired and motivated to use the things that they have around them. Like, for example, you didn't have to use a full sheet of vellum and print on it like that. You can just literally cut strips and glue them down, and it's the same thing if you want to do that. You don't have to go through the effort of printing all those pages out if you don't want to. You can use other materials besides vellum. You can use acetate, you can use page protectors. Like you could have done, instead of printing these pages on vellum, you could have traced the page onto a page protector, cut it out, and do the same thing and use that, because that you may not be able to get your hands on vellum. So use page protectors. Just cut them down and glue them down the same way. So yeah. So I wonder how many times this is going to morph into something different, you know. I wonder how many changes it's going to make. I think it's fun to, I think it'll be fun to look back, you know, in like a year or so and see how many times I've changed out the different elements. In this one, you know, this was one of the prototypes now, but I've added store-bought ephemera. If y'all are interested in any of this ephemera, I will add it into the Amazon list, and maybe if I can find it at other stores, I will add it down there as well. But yeah, I forgot what my train of thought was. This one might just end up staying the way it is, or I might make a special hardcover for it, but it's not necessary if you don't feel like making a hardcover. You can just have it just like this. And then this one, right, this prototype, how many times, I wonder, is this going to change? This one may not change as much, because these are kind of like staples, my vintage envelopes and my build-a-bout, which I need to, now that I've got them in here, I need to use them more, because they're kind of like a staple thing. That's what I put them together for, is for ephemera and embellishments and to journal on, you know, and that kind of thing. So there's postcards and stuff in some of the build embellishments. I have to go back and look through them. Like, there's a postcard right there. But anyway, but alrighty. So this was fun, you guys. This was a great little easy, but time-consuming project. So a lot of the stuff I did off camera, you know, I would sit in front of the TV after dinner and cut everything out and that kind of thing. So keep that in mind. Or ink things up, like the pages and things. I would ink the edges up, you know, downstairs watching TV. So just keep that in mind. It is time-consuming, but I think it's worth it. And the fact that you can add and remove and change things around makes it even that much better. So I am super excited about the this little ephemera holder system. So you guys are going to have to let me know what you think. So that is all I have for you right now. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. We'll be starting another project here soon. I'm going to start working on it right now. I'm trying to record early. So I'm going to start working on what we're going to be using, what I'm thinking about. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not going to say anything yet. But yeah, I'll let you guys know as soon as I do. So anyway, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.